out.
Mr. O'Connell, did you consider Mr. Collins a friend?
Yes. A dear friend. I gave him a job. I loved working with him. Yeah, we were close.
Did that change?
Yes. Things became difficult when I heard about his involvement in the fire.
Objection. Your Honour, the victim is not on trial here.
I must remind you not to consider whether that allegation is true or false, but only to the extent that it explains the background to the events in question. You may proceed.
Take us back to the day in question, October the 31st. Your first encounter with Mr. Collins was in the afternoon, around 4 p.m.?
Yeah, he showed up at my place. Asked me to drop the fire accusations. He said that his daughter, Hayley, was recently out of a coma and she needed him. I thought that was rich, considering my daughter nearly lost her father in that fire. So I told him to get out. And he left.
And you had a run-in with Hayley Collins later that afternoon in McCoy's pub around 5:30 p.m.
Yeah, I was angry with her for covering up for her father. I asked her would she still be protecting him if one of us had died in that fire.
And in that exchange, did you threaten Hayley Collins?
Yes. I told her I'd contact Tusla. I said Hayley and her father were a danger to her child.
Did you believe Hayley Collins' baby to be in danger?
Yes.
No, you didn't. He was just trying to get it down.
Order in court.
Anto was not the man I thought I knew. He was volatile, unpredictable, and dangerous.
So when Anthony Collins came into the station bar later that evening, what was his mood?
He was in a rage. He vowed to wipe me off the map. Those were his exact words, and then he lunged at me.
So at that moment, were you frightened of Anthony Collins?
Yes. I was terrified. Well, this was a man who had burned the building to the ground, and now he's coming after me. I had no idea what he was capable of. The man was a loose cannon.
So you must have been relieved when Carol Foley and Victor Mullen intervened.
Yes, she asked him to leave.
Did he leave?
No. He was worked up into a frenzy by this stage, and then he turned back to finish what he started and came for me one last time.
Liar, you're a liar.
Miss Collins, do not disrupt the court. The court will take a brief recess. We'll reconvene in 15 minutes. Please clear the courtroom.
How's Bruiser's coffee?
Not as hot as I'd like it.
Yeah. I just dropped a pizza now over there at the Vino's. Half the usual order.
Yeah. Pity business is slow. It's the same everywhere.
1 minute you're doubling it, next thing it's halved.
Up and down. That's business for you.
Saw Ray earlier on his way to court.
How is he?
Up the walls.
I feel so terrible for him. It must be awful having your family name dragged through the mud like that.
Ray couldn't care less what other people think.
Well, I think if it was my son up in front of a judge for manslaughter, I'd disown him.
Yeah, me too. There's no excuses.
You two are perfect. Never done anything wrong, no? You're in a bit of trouble with the law yourself.
What did you do?
Nothing, just a speeding ticket.
Still driving like a maniac? You always wear a wild one. They're making me out to be a complete psychopath in there.
It's what they do. Bend the truth to suit their side.
Mondo wasn't terrified of him. He was gunning for him. They no shame. Telling barefaced lies under oath.
That played well for you.
I doubt it. She's in bits over losing her dad. The jury will lap that up.
She's no self-control, and she's hot-headed. The jury will wonder if her father was the same.
It also doesn't bode well for her testimony, which was already on shaky ground.
I thought it would make them feel sorry for her.
Hayley came across as unreliable. That works in your favour.
We're not pitted against each other.
Yes, you are. It's an adversarial system with two opposing sides. What it boils down to is who will the jury believe?
doing brilliantly so far. So keep your head up.
When is the last time you dated someone?
Can't remember.
That is so sad, Paul. You need a good woman in your life.
And where would I find one of those now? Hey, listen, pizzas are flying now. We can't keep up. Oh, that's great news. Maybe we can meet tomorrow. Look at increasing supply. Not tomorrow. Oh, right, yeah, you're in court.
For a speeding ticket, isn't it?
Yeah, I got a summons and I forgot to pay the thingy, the fixed charge fine. Yeah. That's the one, yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
How come you didn't pay the fine?
Just forgot, you know, or it's in the post. I can't remember.
You were never this disorganized before, Paul. Like I said, a good woman who'll take charge. That's what you need.
Yeah. But I better get back to work.
Okay.
See you later.
See ya.
Mr. O'Connell, you told the court that you were terrified of Mr. Collins.
That's what I felt.
Was Mr. Collins equally terrified of you?
I don't know.
A loose cannon is how you described him.
Yes.
Yet we have heard testimonies from Alex Petrosian and Holly Shine that paint you in an equally unflattering light. Mr. Petrosian testified that you stalked your own partner after she strayed from the relationship. Mr. O'Connell, are you also volatile and dangerous?
No. I don't believe I am.
Witnesses have confirmed that you have an obsessive streak. Were you obsessed that Anthony Collins should face justice for his alleged crime?
Obviously, it played on my mind. I nearly died in that fire.
The court has heard how you blamed Mr. Collins, how you held him responsible. You wanted to confront him and you wanted to make him pay for what he did. When Mr. Collins walked into the station bar on the 31st of October, were you expecting a confrontation?
Yeah. Not a physical one. I never meant to hurt him.
But you did hurt him. Fatally. And isn't it true that deep down you wanted Mr. Collins to pay for the wrongs he'd done to you?
I wanted him to be held accountable.
The moment before you struck that fatal blow, Mr. Collins goaded you. He said, "You've got nothing on me, and we both know it." Infuriating words for you to hear, no doubt. So you struck him, not in self-defense, but in anger, in retribution.
No, I never meant to kill him.
But you meant to hurt him. You meant to make him answer for his crime. You wanted him to pay for what he'd done to you.
Yes, I wanted him to pay.
I wanted him to pay. Your words, Mr. O'Connell.
Not with his life.
You wanted him to pay, so you struck him a violent punch to the head.
No.
That is not self-defense, Mr. O'Connell. That is retribution. No more questions.
You must let the witness answer.
Go ahead, Mr. O'Connell.
I didn't mean he should pay with his life. I never wanted to throw that punch. I'm not a violent person. I hate conflict. Yes, I wanted him to pay, but I meant the law should take its course, and I planned to do just that. Take everything I knew to the guards. But I never got a chance to do that because the unthinkable happened. Anto died. And that was never meant to happen. Never.
That completes cross-examination of the defendant.
Yes, Judge.
We've all witnessed an emotional outburst from the victim's family earlier. While these emotions are understandable, they are not evidence. Please focus only on the facts presented in court.
Yes, Judge.
Very well. We'll break for lunch and resume after for closing arguments.